Hello. On behalf of the Swift Current Saskatchewan Prairie Quills Writers Group, I'm pleased to welcome you, our online audience, to our collection of readings that we're calling A Slice of Life. Prairie Quills is marking its 20th year as an organization formed to encourage and support writers and writing in the community at large. For several years, we've presented an annual autumn evening of readings at the Chinook Regional Library, Swift Current branch. But this year, due to COVID-19 restrictions, we've moved into the digital world. Thank you to Andrea McCrimmon, branch manager, and Krupali Bhatt, IT program coordinator, for recording our readings and posting them on the library's Facebook page. This year, we've chosen the genre of memoir, snapshots, or slices of life. Those stories that we've told and retold many times over the years because of their emotional significance to us. A memoir focuses on one event or period of time and affords you the opportunity to reflect on how it affected you and perhaps what you learned from it. Beyond the who, what, when, and where, you are required to look into the how and why. It illustrates a universal theme or understanding that binds us all together in the human condition. Memoir is compelling because, like YouTube, we are brought into other people's lives. My name is Dianne Miller, and I'll lead off tonight's readings by sharing a piece I call, "And Then We Were Both Mad." If patience is indeed a virtue, there are times when I'm one of the least virtuous people on the planet. In what ways have I endeavored to learn patience? As a babe, I suppose my squalls of displeasure were sometimes ignored until I learned immediate gratification wasn't always forthcoming. As a toddler, I probably had temper tantrums over bedtime, toy withdrawal, or eating Brussels sprouts. In time, my folks, through reward and punishment, taught me enough patience and perseverance, so learning to ride a bike and tie shoelaces required fewer tears. As a teenager, I waited impatiently for phone calls from cute boys. I had to wait for mail announcing family news, birthday greetings, exam results, and job offers. As a teacher, I had minute-by-minute opportunities to practice patience. Today, however, I've been conditioned to expect an immediate response to texts, emails, and Facebook postings. And if my attention isn't captured in the first few words or moments, I'm off to another headline or channel. I worry that my exercise of patience may soon be a virtue lost. For the most part, as an adult, I've managed to tame frustration and irritability with patience. There are still moments when I slam cupboard doors while cooking, scorch the den's wallpaper with curses when my computer rebels, or give hubby the silent treatment when he's late for supper. Sometimes I can't help but lose patience with stupidity, laziness, or willful incompetence. 38 years ago, when I met my future husband, Ross, it became apparent the relationship required a mutual fascination with chasing a small, dimpled ball through green and groomed grass fairways. It seemed I had no choice but to learn how to golf. Trouble was, the well of patience I'd accumulated till then drained to a trickle on the golf course. It took a long time before I could get through 9 holes without crying. We played one of our first games together in Lethbridge, Alberta. We rented a power cart, strapped on our bags, and set out on a flawless summer day. My initial efforts resembled me flailing my way through a room of cobwebs. I swung awkwardly, sometimes striking the top of the ball, sometimes shooting it straight sideways, sometimes missing it altogether. Knocking the damn thing 20 years down the fairway constituted success. Embarrassment turned to frustration and then to anger. I gripped the club as tightly as if it were a lifeline, keeping me from falling over a cliff. My shoulders knotted, my brow furrowed, and my knees shook as I took each miserable lunge at the ball. I was a snarled ball of string. "What am I doing wrong?" I wailed, glaring at my hapless partner. When Ross proceeded to explain what I was doing wrong, I snapped. "Never mind, don't you know a rhetorical question when you hear one?" In the throes of my less than virtuous tantrum, I was even irritated by his patience. Neither of us was having a whole lot of fun, but I reached the end of my tether when an errant shot snaked sideways into a sand trap. I was done for the day, so I slid behind the steering wheel of the golf cart and growled, "I'll drive." By now, Ross knew enough to keep his mouth shut, so took his place on the passenger side. In my fit of pique, I roared up far closer to the sand trap than golf etiquette allows. And just as he bent over from the seat to pick up my ball, I drove over the rake that lay on the edge of the trap. Driving over the tine end caused the handle to fly up from the ground and smack him on the forehead. And then we were both mad. Golf and marriage require patience, accommodation, and perseverance, and I'm pleased to report that both have matured into pleasurable, loving relationships. Now I only cry a little when I miss that last putt that would have allowed me to break 100. Thank you. Please enjoy the readings to come.